Welcome everyone, welcome back to Toga Motorsport on this fine Tuesday evening. We are here for the Pro Series. Once again, we are on round 3, I think? Are we on round 3? I don't actually know.
That sounds about right.
I,
I
I,
should have
sh
checked.
I should have my sim grid up to check, that would have been smart, but as we have well established, I am not the smartest tool in the shed. Yes, it is round 3, because it was Red Bull Ring last week. That is correct. Yep, so this is the halfway point of the season. It's been a great season so far, some fantastic racing. I'm just having a quick look at the standings. So, your leaders of the championship are for the semi-pro, Mitchell Sterberg in the Nissan is leading. Bear in mind we do have a drop round, so these results are slightly skewed because we've only done 2 rounds, but they will balance out more over the season. Mitchell, Sepe Le Guin, and Conrad are our top 3 for the semi-pros. And the pros, Fabien Gillette, Victor Vicente, and Jacob Knudsen are all leading the pro times. So, still quite competitive, plenty to play for, as we're in qualifying, 15-minute qualifying. Everyone just starting their first laps. So there's lots of carnage on the mountain I've just seen. Trying to figure out which yellow flag car it is. It's not telling me now. That's helpful. There's so many yellow flags from cars parking up waiting to go, but all good. Obviously you've heard Zeta already, but she has joined me for this evening, so you say hello.
Hello. Good evening.
All right. Pretty standard. So event information, we're just using the standard LFM BOP. One mandatory pit stop for fuel and tires over a 90-minute race with a 10-minute pit window. Sort of throws strategy out the window a little bit, but it is what it is. Double points for the final round, that's not really applied right now. Oh, as Jack Weka just slams the wall trying to get that BMW flying up over the mountain. Remember, there is 2 points for the fastest lap of the race as well, so there's plenty to play for in both classes, not just one, in both. So we have how many drivers in tonight? 31, which is still quite a lot. A few yellow flags, that is just cars lining up to start a lap. Nobody's set a time yet. This is Bathurst. If you set a qualifying time, you're doing well. You spend more time in the wall at Bathurst than you do actually driving, but that's all part of the fun. Ba, 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 ba.
Right. Yes, we are out on the mountain tonight.
We do love the
Just
mountain.
it is good fun. Haven't managed to hook up a decent race here yet, but well, it's the mountain and I'm slow, so
Yeah, no, I love the mountain. Did the 4 hour
it's so
the
much fun.
did the Toga Mini Endurance 4 hours. Uh, Supposed to be with the teammate Peter, but he was unavailable that day. Obviously personal life comes first. So I did the race solo, and it was tough, but it was fun. Um, I went from 2 laps down to finishing in the top 10.
That's not bad going.
Well, whenever
I
when everyone else
unfortunately
bins it, that's
Yeah, I unfortunately had nothing but technology issues and then wasn't able to rejoin post server crash on that one. We are getting the first few times come through, and it is Tamara for Simhaven, who has gone 59.655 as their first flying lap. And I can tell you now, following them across the top of the mountain right now, they are flying. That thing is all over the curbs and it is hooked up.
yeah.
This should be a good one for should be a good one for a benchmark to see where they go. 2.5 tenths up.
It's absolutely brilliant drive from Tamara. You just to get the time out of Bathurst, you have to be flirting with the walls at all times. You must use what little track you have, and that does mean getting very, very, very close to hitting the wall in every corner. But that is part of the fun and the terror of this track. Coming
Definitely.
down towards the chase, absolutely flying. Gets this right, and he's pretty solid for a lap. He's nearly 3.5 tenths up now. He's He's going to set an absolutely monumental benchmark that I don't really know who's going to be able to catch that, if any. As he comes around the final corner and we put in a 59.3. That is the new benchmark. 9 tenths to the next car on track in terms of qualifying pace. That's nuts.
I have no words.
Yeah.
I have no words.
Surprisingly, most drivers have actually set a lap, so that's a good start.
Yeah, I think everybody that's been out that didn't stack it in that opening run,
I will
that
say.
was a hot lap that was unsighted. Sorry. 101 just ate wall well and truly. The which Porsche is that one? It is a grey.
That is Beluga, I think. I think he's driving a grey Porsche.
Yeah.
I will say
Ended up.
Bathurst gives fantastic camera angles, I will say.
Oh, it really does.
You see Martin Varga there just absolutely chucking that big boat of a Mustang around. It is a fun car to drive. I just can't be bothered to properly get used to it.
I really like it. I have to say, it's a surprise. It's a big, heavy brute of a car, but it is surprisingly chuckable for such a big car.
Yeah, I've been driving the Bentley of late in the FGTRL series for GT3, and I think I'm going to park the Bentley for a while. I might return to my beloved Porsche after
I
the
was
re-
going to say you were out in the was it the 2. No, it wasn't the 2.4. It was the one on the members meeting. That's what it was on
Yes.
Saturday. In the Porsche, and you looked like you were having a lot of fun in that.
Yeah, I didn't take tires in the pit stop either. The last 10 minutes were a struggle, but it was part of the fun. I finished 6 tenths off the podium, and have actually secured the podium because I feel bad for Hunter because I love Hunter. He beat me to the punch at the end, but he cut the pit entry. I reported him for it. It
Oh,
was
that's a bit mean, but fair enough.
it was. I would expect him to do the same to me if I cut the pit line and the gap was enough to make a difference. I would tell him to report me if it was me, and the other way around. So it is
That
what
is,
it is. Like
that is
the last few laps were rough because I had absolutely negative tire grip.
wonderful. Just seeing the times they are coming through now with 6 minutes to go. We have two times under 2 minutes. Tomorrow, who we saw that 59.3, and I'm going to try and pronounce this. Jakob in the 20 McLaren with a 59.607. So that is. It's a pair. That's not entirely where I was expecting the cars to be at the top of the timing sheets. It's two McLarens.
The McLaren does go really well here. Just the McLaren excels in sort of medium speed corners and sort of just if you can carry the speed, the McLaren's really good at that.
That's fair. It is a very high aero car, so it does like the much faster. I'm surprised though
Especially
because it doesn't tend to like bumps all that much.
especially around the sort of going up the hill, you can carry a lot of speed up the hill. Just from the way the car is like generally set up, it is so good at just chucking through the first couple of sectors of the track. That it gets through it. Someone on to Connor with Row. Is this actually an iRacing event? No, this is Assetto Corsa Competizione ACC. It's solely GT racing, not quite iRacing. The best track in the world. It's a very good track. I used to despise this track, but I've come to enjoy it a lot more. Um,
No,
it
it's
it
a it's a lo- it's probably my favorite track out of all of them, and I'm gonna be controversial here. I actually prefer it to the Nordschleifer.
no. Nordschleifer is on top. I love the Nords. It's so free flowing, and when you hook it up, it just feels like it. It feels like you're in a different dimension. Like it's hard to describe. You just feel like you're one with the car when you're in flow state. It's incredible. Mitchell, I want an explanation as to why you're not racing. I wanted to see a red Toga Nissan. absolutely sideways through the hill. Why are you not racing? I want an answer. So I'm only joking. If you've ever a good reason to sit out, it's fair enough. I was excited to see you on track if you were racing.
Just having a
Um,
look down the timing screens because one of us needs to pay attention to it. Um,
yeah,
Not a whole lot of legal laps going on.
no,
Reese in the 45 Aston in that custom Golf Toga livery, which is rather lovely.
it's such a
Um,
good livery.
it is rather lovely. Is 7/10 up on the current lap, heading down Conrod, just coming over the big crest for the chase. So 7/10 will put them probably 2:03 and a half, which will jump them. It might not jump them a
Oh,
plate.
he's missed the braking zone.
Oh, that's not a good idea. Curse
He's
of the commentator.
Yeah, he has missed the braking zone at the chase and just went straight on.
um,
Um, Unfortunate, but it is what it is. But the mini endurance race, I'm also in the Aston Martin for that with Peter. So there was two of the Golf livery Astons out, and we had like a lap and a half where we were like front to back with each other, and the pictures we got from that were incredible.
we did see some of those.
It is
They were very, very cool. Just having a look again, Battaglan just jumps a couple of places, goes 2:01.625, jumps into 15th.
uh,
Who else is up?
Conrad.
Vozowitz in the Mustang. Conrad for the Toga crew is in the number 12 and is 3/10 up. Again, out on Conrad.
Yeah, he is a quick driver as well, so this will jump him a few places. Not quite the top 10, but he's sort of tickling the top 10. He'll be like P11 here. Oh, good car getting very sideways through the chase there. Brilliant camera
It's
angle.
such a control. Once you learnt it, it's a surprising, or started to get the hang of it. It's a surprisingly
Oh.
controllable car when it gets up on the limit. That's jumped him a place. I think lost a chunk of time to that
Yeah,
Porsche on
he
the exit there.
crucially didn't impede or overtake, just went side by side to finish the lap. Conrad doing the rules properly, which we like to see. Who else is up? Oh, hello.
Our current pole sitter is flirting on a fresh lap with going faster,
Yeah, Dean
which
Merle down a P25 is half a second up. This will jump you a couple of places if you can hold this. Oh, getting a little bit of the bump
uh,
there on chase. You want to avoid that. The bump is so big it can throw the car off. But he seems to hold it. He's still about half a second up into the final corner. Let's see, can he keep it controlled? And he does, and he jumps another 2/10. That takes him into the top 20. Lovely lap in the Ferrari there. Brilliant work.
I was just watching Mendy in the Dynamic GT. Unfortunately, were up still on a legal lap, but has lost some time coming on to Conrad and is now almost 2/10 down.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, even though Mitchell isn't racing today, there is a Nissan or two out on track. One of them is Darius, recently joined the Toka steering team as well. Love to see that. He's actually sort of lost all that time a little bit at the top of the mountain, but it's lovely to see a Nissan flying around.
there are
Oh,
two
never mind.
T1 and
I have cursed him. He is just bend it and going down Skyline. Um,
the other Nissan, Emirates Limburgs. I'm gonna hope that I've pronounced that correct. Is currently a few tenths up, going into the last corner. Goes a couple of tenths up, will jump into sixth place.
yep.
Car 420 actually jumps the other Nissan, so it's Nissan's sixth and seventh at the end of that.
Tomorrow went faster. Pole time is a 59.2 as there's a Mustang in the back. Just put it in the wall. Lovely. 59.2 is anyone? No, I don't think anyone's beating that. There is a BMW that's a second up, Budco and P31, but it says it's invalid. I might be Racer Troll lying to me. It is
Yeah, I'm not
entirely
sure what's
possible.
going on there.
Race control just sometimes lies. It just does that.
Yeah, it has had an update recently, so there might be some things that don't entirely work.
Yeah. It's saying Bunko's about 1.6 up. Granted, he is quite far off the pace compared to a lot of the other cars, but if he gets this lap in, it will jump him some
6,
places.
it's gonna, it'll jump at least a place, if not two, which is pretty good going.
I'm assuming this is his
Number,
only proper fast lap after getting a banker in.
yeah,
But this is really the last person on track that's actually improving, I guess, from what I can tell. This is going around the
um,
final corner. Hooks it up nicely. And he is a valid lap. P28. Nicely done. There's one.
there is the last car out there. Not sure what they're doing. I don't. They're saying they haven't set a time, and that is Vladimir. No, is not going to cross the line.
Yeah, has.
Oh.
That is it. Tamara takes pole position with a 1:59.2, 4 tenths faster than the next car. What a lap time. The top two a second ahead. Well, the top two are within the same second, and then it's the rest of the field are all chasing behind. Pretty insane, if you ask me. That is a brilliant time. I've never even got close to anything like that. Good job to everyone, and Tamara on the pole position. Right. Let me see. We're just waiting for it to change over to the race session now. But yeah, there we go, and it has
There we
done.
go.
Uh,
So, shall we run down through the
yeah,
grid from 31st? We have Vladimir in 31st, Fuller in 30th, Roth in 29th, Adenau in 28th, uh, Budko, apologies if I'm butchering that one in truly, in 27th, uh, Mendy in 26th, Lucas in 25th, 24th is Gossai, uh, Christopher is in 23rd, Step Lee Gwyn is in 22nd, 21st is Dean Morrell, uh, Josh Wood in 20th, Jack Whittick in 19th, Gabriel Schmidt in 18th, 17th is you. Apologies, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that surname. 16th is Andre, 15th is Taron, 14th is Bruno, Matt Pryor in 13th, Salvatore in 12th, 11th is Conrad, Roman in 10th, Donkovolk in 9th, 8th is Van Niemen, Fabian in 7th, Limburg in 6th, 5th is Chris Wall, Vraga in 4th, 3rd is Peterson, 2nd is Jakob, and 1st is Tamara. And that rounds out your grid.
lovely stuff. There we go. Let's just go back to. Let's go to TV2, the best camera. Let's see. No bot, perfectly balanced. Are you? Huh?
Uh, might need to go to run back to the garage. I will check that for you in a second when we can go back to the garage because it doesn't always show in the overlay from race
Yeah.
control.
I was looking at it in game there. It doesn't seem to be. Hunter Davis, welcome in. Hello, my friend. Let's go, Martin Varga. Yes, we want to see Toga on the. You didn't download my
Luke,
livery. I did download all the liveries.
if
I synced them
Please
three.
reference the video for how to do it and make sure the files are correct and uncorrupted. Sometimes uploading them, they do break in the process of uploading. You may have to upload a couple of times before it works.
I
Apologies.
I did sync delivery collection 3 times, so if it's not here, I didn't do anything wrong. I synced them. It's either a
I
problem with the Awesome Sim Racing software, which is entirely possible, or it's an issue with how they're uploaded. That is the two options you have got. So apologies, it just is. I missed your message on TikTok. To be honest, like, at the same time, flow state feeling from Bathurst as from the North Live. Yeah, you can do that. I just don't think I've driven in Bathurst enough to get that. I love driving the North Live. I do it quite a lot. So I just really enjoy getting into that state. Maybe it's just a thing that if I did it more. But who knows?
awesome livery not being so awesome. Yeah, it's
Oh,
interesting.
always some massive penalties coming through from
Ooh.
qualifying. Here we go. Car number 12 is getting a 15-second penalty for significant contact. That's Conrad. Tut tut, naughty, naughty. 5 seconds for 101 for impeding blocking during qualifying. 72's got 10 seconds for minor contact. Car number 5 has got 2 penalties. The first one being 30 seconds for a major contact. Then he's also got stop go 30 for major contact. I wonder what happened there. I didn't catch it on the replay.
I did see that car getting caught up in a couple of incidents in one lap with a grey BMW. If that's the grey number 5 Porsche, isn't it? Yeah, I did see that car getting a little bit caught up in a couple of incidents with a Mustang. So I assume that's what the issue is referencing.
Yeah, I would assume so. Hunter, awesome livery not being so awesome. Yeah, it half the time it doesn't download all the liveries, and even if you like sync it like 10 times, sometimes you don't get them all. And that's if that's assuming that all of them have been uploaded correctly, which they might not be. Um, but it is easy. Well, I say easy to mess it up. It can't. It can't. It's easy done. Sometimes you just upload the wrong file to the wrong part, and then it's broken. You know, it's just sometimes it happens, but it's okay. Um, Also, to anyone who has had an issue with the penalties awarded, please open an appeal after the race. If the penalty is deemed not to be correct or needs reevaluated and changed, it will be done so, and the penalty will be revoked post race. Please do not do it in the chat. Thank you. But again, the stewards do a great job. They're all like, at the end of the day, they're all human. So if something isn't correct, we're all human at the end of the day. You know, you can appeal it. That's what appeals are for. And it can be reevaluated if need be. But the stewards generally do a great job. So um, just I trust the stewards more. To make the right decision. Obviously, I haven't been in the stewards room enough myself. So um, yeah, appeal your penalties if you feel they're wrong, but do so after the race. Thank you. As we are about to go green, as Tamara and the two McLarens lining up side by side to get going. Very eager to get going, as you can tell. We do have a car in the pit lane. The 101 is in the pits, deciding to start from the pit lane or just not getting to the button in time as we cross the final corner. Wonder will the last few cars have to start through the turn. Can't remember how many cars it takes in Bathurst, but and we are getting ready to go green. And there we go, green, green, green. Let's go racing, everyone. Need to be careful at turn one. We do have the option of a red flag if needed, as Martin Varga goes up the inside, avoids contact. Oh, that McLaren steams up the inside as well. Looks like most people are getting through with just some door banging, at least from T1. Sadok getting a bit. Oh, there's a collision between the 488 and the BMW. Not enough for a red flag, sadly, but that is 2 cars off. Everyone trying to now file in for the mountain. Martin Varga in P4 had a sniff at P3, didn't quite get it. keeping the car alive is more important than getting the position on lap 1, as Conrad is gained 2 positions on the start. As Stein gets a little tap from Amato on the back, this is all kicking off on lap 1. Thankfully, everyone's been respectful, mostly. Matt Pryor getting a good start as well in the 72 Mustang. Unfortunately, don't have your livery. That's a big incident there. Dean Merle hitting Jack Wetka, I think that was, but I don't really know what happened there. Oh, it's all kicking off.
I have just been watching the 550 McLaren carve its way through the field early on in this one. I'm not sure how many it is up from where it started. 5 places in about the first 3 corners.
Yeah, Dean Merle there going off at Skyline and driving on. Brandon Fuller's had an incident, and Brandon. That's a penalty. I'm sorry, my guy. You can't just hit another car like that. That's a 488 in another collision. Yeah, most drivers seem to be getting through. It looks like we're going to be no red flag. We're green racing for the rest of the race. Oh, it's Van Niemann. That is not the way to take that corner, and yet you should be handing those positions back. Good man. Tries to cut the curb at the chase and got the braking point all wrong there as the Aston Martin goes up the inside of Dunkerwalk, and he might lose another place to Amato here, nearly going side by side, but I think Sten has it covered. Not quite.
Not quite.
Amato
Gets a little checked up, runs
dives.
wide, and that is side by side up Mountain Straight, and that has boxed the Mustang in, causing it to actually have to go on the brakes under the rear wing of the Ferrari there. It's actually flicking its brakes because it's under such a tow. Coming up into turn 2, round the outside on the way into turn 2 of Dunkerwalk. So Dunkerwalk going for that move, and has lost out big time, dropped 2 places.
Yeah, Battaglin's lost a place to Orshkin, doing the sensible thing and backing off, waiting for a moment to try and strike instead of trying to send it up the mountain. Always a bad time. It is possible to overtake on the mountain. It is not advised. It is very sketchy and very tight.
I don't think we've ever had a moment that hasn't gone well with somebody trying to go side by side across the mountain.
Yeah. It very rarely goes right, and it's never worth the risk.
Yeah, it is. You can, there is, once you get up past turn 2, basically turn 3 onwards, there is no safe place to get past somebody.
Yeah. The only place you can maybe do it is in the left-hander before Skyline, maybe there. But even then, that's sketchy.
It's sketchy, and you have to know the other. Excuse me. You have to know the other car is there and is going to give you space.
Yeah.
Both of you have to know both cars are there. Don't try and force the issue. It will just end in a massive accident for one or both of you.
And the way I like to put it is, right, you're in a race. So for example, this race is 90 minutes. You have 90 minutes to get past the car that you are trying to overtake. What is half a lap going to make? Realistically. If you're faster, you will get past. You just have, if you're patient, especially on a track like this, things will come to you. As Kuth has had a moment, what's happened to you?
Has spun it going through the chase. I'm assuming they clipped the curb on the inside on that one.
They just lost the rear. They didn't even touch the curb, they just lost the rear. There's heavy damage to that Lamborghini as well, so not surprised. As Brandon Fuller, he's got moving again. Must have a moment at the chase as Budko is losing out in a 3-way battle here. Tamara has just nodded off a little bit. He's 1.2 clear of Knudsen. And then behind Knudsen there's a train of cars. Peterson, from Varga, from Limburgs, from Wall. All running there. They're all fast cars. Bentley, Mustang, Nissan as well. Nissan can be really quick here. It's quite loose, but it can work if you set it up correctly.
Yeah, I have a hats off to the liveries for a couple of these cars. The Bentley and that Nissan of Peterson and Limburg respectively, are some fantastic looking liveries. Huge amount of effort that's gone into those. Properly mad little liveries on there.
Yeah, unfortunately, I know what Limburg's livery looks like, but I don't have it for some reason. Again, Austin Sim Racing, like I know it's there as. Gillette just round the outside of Van Niemen down Conrad. Lovely, lovely move. Gets it done before the chase even happens. Brilliantly done. Things we love to see. Josh Woods got past Budko. Not really sure why. He must have had a moment.
Ooh, drops. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Josh Wood had a bit of a moment going up over the crest there on Conrad.
Oh,
Nearly
contact.
lost it.
Contact with Dean Murrell and Sadok. Murrell losing it through the chase, and Sadok just driving into the background. Sadok's actually lost a place, and Murrell is in the pit, so he's just now losing all those places. Whatever happened to you? Trying to
Now,
even.
obviously, there is a 10-minute pit window. Ooh, that was Wood taking a bit of a dive on the Mustang, and it did not pay off. Had to take evasive action. I'm not sure if that was a collision or not. It looked like it on my end, but it might not have been on that end. Yeah, because of that 10-minute pit window, any pit stops you make now, you will still have to make a full service
Yeah, absolutely.
within that window.
Yeah, you have to make a pit stop within that window. Anything out of it doesn't count. You just
As
have.
Budko tries to go around the outside of Wood in turn one, it doesn't go well. No harm, no foul there.
Peterson is really under pressure from Martin Varga in the esports Tokyo Esports Mustang. Really starting to put that pressure on. Will have a good toe down Conrad here. He is quite close. He's only what 3/10 behind. If he can stick in the toe here, he might have a chance into into the chase. I can barely remember corner names. This might get pretty close down to the wire here. Martin is going to sensibly sit behind. He's not quite close enough for the move yet, and that's okay. He's got time. The leaders,
Evening rank.
the leaders are a little bit up ahead, but they're not too far away. Hub, hello. I chose not to participate in this race as I haven't mastered Bathurst yet. Didn't want to be dangerous on track. That is fair enough, but the way I like to put it is sometimes you need to do the trial by fire to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, this is one of those tracks where it is a bit of a trial by fire. As we have another pit caller.
Conrad's in.
Conrad's in. That looks like the front end of that's had a bit of a chew. So it might have been an incident that we didn't see.
Oh, there was a massive incident at the chase. I only caught the tail end of it there. What happened? Hang on, I'm in the replay now, sadly, so I might have to go back and have a look at that one because that looked pretty nasty. 1 second. I don't like these insta replays. You can't get yourself back out of them. There we go, and we're out of it. Matt Townsend, hello Matt, welcome in. Come on Varga, yes, we love to see the Martin hype. Have you recovered yet from the wet Watkins race on Sunday, where we both bottled it on strategy? That was fun. Let's take a quick gander in the replay, shall we? To Conrad. So he comes into the pits. What happened before then? Was he... Oh, whoa, what was that?
Was he one of the ones caught up in the chase incident?
Yeah, there was three of them. Okay, what happened to... Whoa, what is going on here? Oh, Matt Pryor loses it. He hits into Amato, who bowling balls Conrad out of the way, so all three of them got taken out. That was a bowling ball Mustang moment if I've ever seen one. Yep, that's going to be fun for the series to deal with. Good luck. Have fun.
Josh Wood is desperately right up underneath the massive rear wing of Porsche of Sadok 299 Porsche there, all the way across the mountain, all the way up underneath the rear wing, again all the way through the chase, just able to carry that bit more speed. Can't get past, gets checked up on the apex and can't carry the speed across to the exit of the corner and make that one work. Has still running line astern, is desperately trying to. That Porsche through the slower corners, though, it's able to punch out like there's no tomorrow.
That's why I love the Porsche. Even if you think someone's going to get the run on you, the go it's got out of the corner always wins out. It's so much fun. Hunter, Watkins was a gamble either way. Yeah, it was. I'm just salty that I didn't pick the right one. I thought I'd picked the right one until about 10 minutes after I changed tires, and I realized I was cooked. Is what it is.
Lindbergh is currently just trying to stay on song with Braga. Closes right up into Conrad. Doesn't get an amazing exit.
Sepe Leguan has just had a massive crash on Skyline. What happened to you, my guy? Oh, he's just McLaren plus bumps is bad time.
Yeah, that was on the end of the curb, and though I think there must be a little bit of a bump on the end of that curb because the back of that car got spat up in the air, well and truly. Not 100% sure on that rejoin in front of the purple Ferrari, but we'll leave that one to the stewards.
Yeah, we do not penalise, if it's not a contact, we don't penalise it during live stewarding, we only penalise contact, so if you want to report something that wasn't a contact that you feel should be penalised, please report it. Use our incident tickets after the race, provide video evidence, and it will be reviewed after the race. And penalties will be applied accordingly, of course. As we can see some penalties coming through, let's have a look at what's going on.
Whoa, that's jumped up. I was going to say, we've got a couple of pit callers. Josh Wood and Taron are both in the pits.
Yeah, so, okay, we've got a few penalties coming in. Car number 45, 10 seconds for minor contact position gain on lap 1. Car 81, 30 seconds significant contact position gain on lap 1. Car 22, 20 seconds minor contact multiple cars involved, lap 1. 973, 20 seconds unsafe rejoin slide contact. No, that's on lap 1 as well, it's on the lap 1 contacts. Now, a little thing that we do, all lap 1 penalties are doubled. So any penalty you see is a doubled time. So the car 45 was 10 seconds, was actually a 5, but it was doubled because that's to deter lap 1 incidents, essentially. You do the silly, or it's I can't say the line I want to say, but I think everyone knows what I want to say. It's the play stupid games, win stupid prizes tax on lap 1, essentially. Car 22, 5 seconds for minor contact position gain lap 2. Car 5, 10 seconds removing under braking, slight contact lap 2. Car 69, 20 seconds, significant contact, no attempt to take evasive action, position gain lap 3. And car 970, 10 seconds for unsafe rejoin and slight contact, lap 3. There we go. That's all the penalties so far. I'm sure there'll be more to come. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that was a lot.
Yeah.
I think Reese is actually out of the race by the looks of it. He is.
Is he actually disconnected?
He has. They must have had a crash.
Yeah.
Budko's had an incident. He's at the bottom of the hip mountain, just stuck there. He's being smart and he's not rejoining. Good man. Yeah.
Good work. I'm just watching a three-way fight for 7th, 8th, and 9th between Roman, Fabian, and Van Niemen in the 2 Astons and a Ferrari going through turn 2. Sorry, I'm just having... Apologies, my brain has not been with it the last couple of times on comms. Life has been quite busy, but this is always a fun way of chilling out, so thank you for bearing with us on that one.
Matt Townsend, I sent my Ferrari strategist back to F1. Oh, that is real. I need to send mine back as well. I need to tell my own brain to go back to Ferrari strategy. That's a brilliant one. Good one. I like that.
Good work. With all the penalties, it has largely kind of stretched out. It's pretty much this 3-car battle, although as these three are battling and fighting, although no, there was a Mustang on the back of that. I can't see who it is.
There, if there is, it's a bite marker because it's not part of the actual fight.
Yeah, I didn't know if they were a lap up
Is
or
that
not.
is that Conrad? That's Conrad.
Ah, it's Conrad.
He paid it for that extensive damage he got from being bowling balled.
Ah, there we go. Yes, that car looking a lot less second-hand than it did.
Yeah. No, absolutely. These three cars fighting for.
They're all
Uh,
just kind of hanging out. None of them have got penalties, so if nothing else, this will entirely come down to pit call and who gets what.
yeah,
Who blinks
absolutely.
first within that 10 minutes. Obviously, it's 10 minutes. Yes, it's about 2 minutes or so a lap. That does give you 5 laps in which to pit, so it's not a huge over or undercut, but it might be enough if you can get clear air because everybody else has run away around you. As we see uh, Roman going defensive there, trying to break the toe a little bit, makes one move going up the straight to cover off the inside for Fabian in the black Aston Martin. A little bit slow through turn one for both of them, and that has put Van Niemen on the tail. Van Niemen actually trying to go up the outside, coming out of the cutting there before they go up under that BP Ultimate Bridge and into Sulman Park.
Yeah.
Only
It.
because I hit the wall next to that sign too many times.
Yep. Van Niemen sensibly. Oh, as Roman gets a massive slide before heading down Skyline, manages to hold it though. Well done. But Van Niemen making a sensible choice to not try and challenge that too wide, because that would have been bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, that triple four looks like it's been through the wars as well. There's a lot of side damage on that car.
it's surprisingly easy because you're flirting with the walls. It's surprisingly easy just brush it a little bit, but just brushing one a little bit often enough does start to create quite a bit of damage.
Oh, Beluga's got massive damage at turn two. He's had a crash.
Ooh.
That Porsche looks in pretty bad shape.
Oh, yes, it does. I'm not sure that's going to move under its own power very easily.
It will be difficult as we got Togo and Toga fighting here. Jack Weka versus Gabriel Schmidt, but look, the Mustang just has the run, and Jack being sensible, just minimal fighting. They're both going to try and plow through the field and catch up to the cars ahead. Instead of fighting each other, they're going to work together to get further up the field, which is a sensible thing to do. They both have good pace for it, I'm sure. So technically, they're actually both fighting for the podium in semi-pro. Now that I'm looking at it.
They are. They are third and fourth, so they are the last spot on the podium for semi-pro. This has.
Oh, hang on. Hullet's had a problem. He went for a move on Roman into turn two. I'm just guessing he was hung out to dry. He was. He was hung out to dry on the outside line, unfortunately, and that has let Van Niemen through as well. So,
Go
and
for one and you lose one instead.
yep,
The bit that the cameras don't show, and you'll notice it if you ever drive it, is there's a really nice bit of camber on the racing line as you go through turn two.
yeah,
If you're off it, it's actually off camber. It curves over completely, and it is off camber,
yeah,
meaning that as soon as you are offline, you start just getting sucked wider and wider, and you have to slow down.
yeah. The understeer is brutal if you're not on the racing line. As you see Van Niemen sniffing the rear of that Aston there at the bottom of the hill. But coming down Conrad, looks like the Aston's just got a bit more power there. The Ferrari
It
not.
does. It's got a good chunk of grunt down the straight, especially being up under the rear wing of that Ferrari. It really gets dragged up the road.
Driving the Aston here at Bathurst, it's a brilliant car. It's a brilliant piece of machinery to drive.
I
It
might have
just
to revisit the Aston. It sounds amazing.
me and Peter are driving it in the mini endurance series, which is Spa this weekend, which I just need to start putting some practice hours into. But not that I'm going to have time for that either. The joys of moving soon.
Ah. Oh yeah, you're coming over to the mainland for a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm moving from Northern Ireland to mainland England for a new job, which is fun.
Are you actually moving it permanently, or?
Yeah,
Oh, awesome! Congratulations.
yeah. I accepted my job. I have done all the stuff for it, so
Fair
I
enough.
might have somewhere to live sorted now as well. So I would need
I
to.
mean, that's a bonus.
Yeah, I would need to. That would be nice. Putting the application for it and stuff. So just going through the standard bureaucracy stuff of getting it all validated
Oh,
and so on.
yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, but it's good fun. So new opportunity, new job,
Oh
all that.
yeah, definitely. I know all about that. We started. The reason my brain isn't working is we started a new job this week, and it's a monster commute, and it's really long hours, but it's interesting.
Yeah,
Back playing with engines again, so can't complain too much.
yeah, well, good stuff. The front five are all sort of spread out in nearly an equal distance, which is quite funny.
Yeah, they're all 3 to 4 seconds, pretty much bang on apart. Tamara has checked out to almost 4 seconds from Jakob to Patterson in third and Vraga in fourth. Limburg is the first one that's not more than 4 seconds, 3 to 4 seconds back, although has now just started. Is battling a little bit with Chris Wall in the four bright orange Mustang.
Yeah, that Nissan
Um,
looks like it's been through the war. Martin Vargas, the front of his car, looks like it's been through the war. Granted, every single car won't have a straight panel at all by the end of this race, as is the nature of Bathurst. You spend more time touching the wall than you do the racing line. Um, that is part of the job description when it comes to racing this track.
I know that one feeling. That feeling, Lucas. I have been there before. It's not always fun. I do feel sorry for you there. What has been written in chat isn't exactly broadcastable, but I know that feeling.
Yeah, trust me, I know. I'm currently dealing with something similar. Don't worry. For different reasons, I can imagine, but yes, I feel you and I sympathise with you. I'm not going to broadcast what it says, but yes, hope you're all good.
Looking for the rear of another Nissan this time. Wall looking for the yes. Um, so that is Limburg and Wall. That rounds out the top five actually. Fifth and sixth battling there. This what is now a Ferrari in an Aston sandwich after that mistake from Fabian is still all running together. Again, it shows without any instance, it shows just how evenly matched all these cars are. You're pretty much waiting for somebody to make a mistake to, particularly with a track as hard as this, to get past. And they're all just driving really, really cleanly and surprisingly well. Van Niemen gets a really good drive, but the torque of that Aston.
Oh, the
Van
997.
Niemen sends it, but Fabian behind sends it even harder, and that was put a stamp on it and returned to sender well and truly, and has lost out far enough back that has dropped back behind Donkerwalk in all of that as well.
Yeah, that was a bit silly. I'm assuming the Aston just missed the braking zone there. That's what it looked like, and looks like he's got to go try and run back at Dr. Walk. He tried this once, it didn't work. Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna be able to do it second time
I
round?
think that got the grunt in a straight line.
Oh,
Yeah, clear and
oh,
through. Just a
but
little bit, runs a little bit deep. Ooh,
side by
Dunkel's
side,
got back up underneath.
he has done it.
Left a
Well
bit,
done.
yeah, left a bit of space on the outside, on the inside, and Dunkelwalk just said thank you and took the place back.
Yeah, Duggar will just had the better line through the corner, as we've seen now twice from that Aston. The outside line there is pretty bad to run unless you can keep that momentum up, which is very difficult with an off-camber corner.
Yeah, and it will also, the track will be kind of messy on the outside as well. You get quite a lot of tire debris and things, which, credit where credit's due, it does have an effect on the car if you run over it in terms of the amount of grip. So off camber and on genuinely dirty bit of the track there, unlike a lot of tracks where you have the gravel traps or runoff areas for it to go, there's nowhere for it to go up there. It just builds up on the outside and bounces off the wall and back on track.
Yeah. No, absolutely. As you can see, Dunkerwall just trying to hold off that Aston Martin. It looks like the Aston's going to go around the inside in towards the chase. Oh, gets a massive bump off the curb there. Looks like Dunkerwall's going to hold it. He's going to have the inside line here to defend, and he does so perfectly. Not giving the Aston a sniff. Is he going
Dunkwalk makes the one move on the brakes, but it is enough to hold that Aston off. Cannot get up the inside, cannot be late enough on the brakes. Very nicely done.
This is good racing from the pair of them. I just had another penalty coming through. This is the car number 5 has been disqualified for despicable driving. Is the word of the stewards.
That is. I now have minions stuck in my head, but
interesting.
Yeah, that is.
I'd love to see that incident after the race to see what exactly brought that.
I was gonna say you have access to the steward stuff, so you might even be able to look it up.
Maybe, but I'm not gonna do it right. I'm not gonna do it right now.
Yeah,
I have too much to focus
that
on
is
as it
entirely
is.
fine. Lucas, no, I think we're all right for tonight. Thank you for joining the comms team. You are on. I think it's tomorrow with. I think the schedule's last night. My brain is already cooked. You are on tomorrow with Ollie and Rio. So organise, please, or I'll put my teeth back in. I'll message you later.
Yeah, Dunkerwalk had a massive spin. I'm not sure exactly what caused it, but he's now. I think he's RTG'd now.
Oof.
Coming up through the hill, just
yeah, I just had a quick flick back. I dropped back 30 seconds and was sideways off the racing line with a lot of damage. I think that car's been into the wall.
We've
hard.
lost a lot of drivers already. We've lost 6 drivers.
Yeah, I was gonna say we were at 31 now, down to 25. With Roth has actually managed to gain some places after having an absolutely howler of a time to start with. At the start of this race, getting caught up in all sorts of incidents. But with all the other issues, is now up to 24th, having been stone dead last. So it shows just hanging on, even if it's going wrong. If you can just hang in there, and you will gain place, especially with a track like this. Is about to get lapped by the leader.
Yep, as Tamara. Is you doing it there? Okay. Brave of you, Tamara. Fair enough.
To be fair, the Ferrari did spot it. A little bit late, but did just go straight on. So I think kind of no harm, no foul. Possibly a bit of 6 of one, half dozen of the other. More space could have been given on both parts.
Cool. Okay. Okay. I've just been told my mic is apparently a little bit quiet. Thanks, Charlie. Hopefully that's a bit better now.
Thank you for Sep 2102 for following. That is what happened to you. That is a BMW with a lot of damage. Coming down Conrad, looking okay. There's a Porsche in front.
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully, Charlie, I've addressed the audio. Hopefully, it's a little bit better for you. Yeah. Good man. No, that's fine. Sorry. I didn't realize.
Loses it on the exit curb and just ends up going hard into the barrier.
Sepe, rip my race. Can I do a quick interview? At the end of the race, we will do a couple of interviews. We're not doing them mid race. If you wanna wait till then, be my guest. We don't really tend to do them during the race. No problem, Charlie. Hope the steering room is treating you well tonight. Save me a crayon as well, mate. As well, don't forget. I did pay you £3.50 for that crayon, so I expect it to be there.
The one you want to eat.
Yes. My brain has turned to mush today, so I think I deserve it.
That's fair.
Gossai's in the
I
pits with
don't blame you.
massive damage as well. Uh,
Van Niemann is still hanging on to the tail of this Aston Martin, doing really, really well. But we know how fast which Mustang is that? Conrad isn't able to catch up or really do anything on the back. On the back of the Aston Martin. I wonder if that car, having been following so hard, for so long behind the rear of the Aston, has just started to cook its tyres a little bit, having been pushing it a bit too hard for a little bit too long.
yeah. He's just trying to catch up. He is being let through there. I'm assuming that's by Conrad. They're now back in the positions they were in about 5 minutes ago before Hula had that incident. He lost time as Jack Weck has had a spin. What has happened to
Oh,
you?
that's not a good place to end up going off. That's fast through there.
I
What
think
happened to you?
I think he's just lost it coming around that left hander. It's entirely possible. Um, but he's recovered it. Looks like he hasn't got involved in any incidents doing so. We love to see it, and he's still holding on to about P15. Don't think he hit the wall either, so that
No,
is
it looks
good.
like he kept it out of the wall. He did catch the wall going into that on the exit of the previous corner. So I wonder if that just upset the car a little bit. Maybe tweaked the rear suspension slightly, so it wasn't settled as much as you like going over that crest. Again, something the cameras don't really show is some of the elevation on this track is before that corner, or literally just as you're about to turn in, there is basically a humpback bridge to go over to try and turn the car in. So you kind of have to throw it in across the apex and hope the car sticks as it goes over.
Yeah. Oh, as Mural has an incident down Skyline. Please stay where you're at. Please don't
Do not
rejoin.
move, do not.
Oh, he's been
Ooh!
absolutely collected. Was that by Amato?
That was the
103
Amato,
car.
the purple 103 car.
Oh, who's that that's just
That,
hit him? Is that Martin Varga?
no, that was Fuller that has got caught up in that one.
Martin Varga also hit him as well. You have to respect yellow flags, everyone.
Yeah,
You would have seen it on your screen. You should have been slowing down.
this is why it's also important to have your map up, because then you can see where the stopped or slow car is. As much as it's annoying, it's a very useful bit of information to have available to you.
Yeah. Charlie, £3.50 for a crayon. That's one gourmet crayon. Yeah, exactly. That's Tesco's premium meal deal level crayon. Uh, I wanted to treat myself today. You better not
Yeah,
eat
it
it on me.
looks like Muriel has RTG'd.
Amato's in.
Amato is in as well as Roth goes back past, having lost a couple of places, has regained them due to incidents on track.
Martin Vargas in the pits. That Mustang is badly damaged. That is unfortunate because Martin was running a great race, but he didn't respect the yellow flags enough. Unfortunately, I always find that if you're coming over Skyline and you see yellow flags, you slam the brakes.
Yeah,
Of
get
course,
on the brakes
of
and
course, as long as no one's right behind you. Don't slam the brakes if someone's right behind you. But slow down, because you never know where that car is littered on such a thin bit of track.
yeah, it's particularly as you come out off of Skyline and into the Dipper, it is really narrow. apart from the pit straight, this entire track is a public road normally. It
Yeah,
is. I've a friend of mine's partner is Australian, lives in New South Wales, and it is littered with speed cameras.
of course. That is no surprise
Like
there.
absolutely plastered with speed cameras. But it is entirely open to the public. You can go and visit it. It is a tremendous view from the top.
Yeah, oh, I can imagine. Jack Wecker there getting past Halagon for P13. Brilliant move into turn one as we were having that little dialogue there, which is cool to know. 20 seconds to the next car, which is Gabriel Schmidt. So Jack is going to be sitting in that position for a while, but Martin Varga is just falling back through the order. He's now in P17, which means Chris Wall in P5 he's back up on behind Limburg's in P4. So this battle is starting to return. Remember, the pit window is not open yet. The pit window, I
The pit window.
believe, opens. Why is the pit
Look at
window not
that.
open yet?
It is. If it's 10 minutes, it will be from 40 minutes. Sorry, 50.
50 to 40, won't it? Yeah, it will be. It'll be 50 to 40. So the pit window will open in about 3 minutes. Martin, if
Yeah,
I were you, I would have stayed out for the 4 minutes. Yeah, it would suck, but it would save the extra pit stop. But that
yeah.
is just me personally.
I mean, it depends on the state of the car. If it isn't actually drivable, then
Yeah,
it's very easy to have an accident where both your front wheels become cross-eyed.
yeah,
As this Wall and Limburg's battle is catching up onto the tail of the 488 of Roth. So
yeah.
that will be, depending
Yeah,
on where they catch, this could make it spicy for Wall if uh, Limburg gets checked up, particularly with the amount of grunt that Mustang's got. If it can get punch out the corner, no, it looks like he lost the back end ever so slightly through the dipper, and couldn't get it settled.
yeah. Roth should let both these cars through here, at least the Nissan anyway. Will should respect the blue flags.
Holds line, stays out of the way,
Yep,
and that is the Nissan through. Is the Mustang sighted? Yes, it is, maybe?
it
Yes, it is
is.
now.
Good job there from 488, knowing where to let them pass. Oh, Nissan getting a big bump over that curb. That curb is dangerous, especially if you're not careful.
Yeah, if you hook a tyre on it, it's kind of game over. We have movement for 40 triple four. Ooh, a little bit of contact coming out of turn one. As the triple four is fighting back against. Okay, so I need to go back and watch what happened because the 997 is ahead of both of these cars and it was behind going in.
Oh,
So it has managed to clear Van Niemen somewhere either before or just after the mountain
oh,
and is up under the rear wing going up Conrad. So the two Astons back running line astern gets a really good drive, draws alongside going into into the chase, has the inside line going in. They're gonna holds it round the outside to get the inside for the switchback at the chase, and just beautiful little block pass there, perfectly done. And it looks like Van Niemen goes for a dive, seeing the Strecken Aston running slow on the exit, and tries to capitalise on that as well, but can't really make anything happen.
yeah. No, it looked a bit messy from the little bit I saw from the quick replay back. There you go.
Yeah, Van Niemen does get past on the exit of turn one, but it's a bit of a sandwich out wide, and that stacks up the triple four into the Mustang behind of. Is that Fraga?
Martin Vargas already in the pits.
No, Conrad. That's the one.
Pit
at the
window
start.
is open, by the way, so 10 minutes to get in and get your pit stop done. We have a few more penalties coming through. Give me a second.
Where did we get to that we have read out so far?
Um,
Disrespect driving 103, 10 seconds. Significant contact position not gained, lap 15. 86, 10 seconds. Significant contact position not gained, lap 17. 420, 5 seconds. Overtaking under yellows. 5 seconds for car number 4, overtaking under yellows. 5 seconds for 86 and overtaking under yellows. All of those under yellows were on lap 17 as well.
yeah, that would all be probably when they all crashed at the in Skyline.
Yes.
That's where that would be.
As we have a number of pit callers. Number 444 is in, 69 is in, 488 is in, 686, 103 are all into the pits. Wall has not opted to pit and is still up under the rear wing. The BMW getting well out of the way there, going into Skylar, staying way offline and very slow to let them past.
Yeah, absolutely huge amount of people already in the pits. I suspect this will be a quick turnaround for a lot of drivers who are nursing damage. I suspect Limburgs will probably be in soon. He needs to get rid of the damage on that Nissan if he decides to fix it. He seems to be running fine without fixing it, but obviously he will know himself if he has the skill to keep it going at this pace for the rest of the race, because this could be affecting his tires more than the Mustang behind. Because
Yeah, the
obviously
Mustang behind is
you're having to
going
do
to be cooking itself.
yeah.
And that is the Nissan in.
Yeah, as I suspected. Don't want to be running it too much on that damage, because it will require extra work to keep it going, and it will be a lot more twitchy because these GT cars. Oh, he's just come out. Oh, that's somebody else come out of the pits. Is he DC'd? Hello.
Uh,
No, no,
Limbos, no?
no, he's still in the pits. I just cut to someone else there randomly on my screen. I don't quite
Yeah,
know.
it does do that. There was car number 20 is in the pit, so that is Jakob has pitted out of
Second position.
second place. So we'll see where this car files out of. Looks like they're going to file out in 7th place. So currently, your second place elect is Jakob in the car number 20, having already pitted.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's in some nice clean air just to run some laps to try and undercut Tamara. If he can, I can't remember. I don't exactly know what the gap was whenever.
It was around, I think, 5 or 6 seconds, so it's not insurmountable, especially with a either not fixing or no damage to fix, so a near perfect stop of 32 seconds.
Yeah, 32 is
And a minute
basically
on pit road.
perfect. Yeah, 32 is about perfect because it's 30 seconds obviously stopped, and then about a second on jacks up and a second on jacks down. So yeah, 32 is pretty much the sweet spot.
As after some of the pit stop cycles have gone through, that is Roman in the car 444 Aston Martin hasn't come out where they wanted to. They are right up underneath the rear wing of Wittick in the 19 Toga Academy car. That BMW being hauled across the mountain there.
Yeah, Jack doing a great job. Obviously having that spin earlier, but he heap out of the wall, and he's doing a great job running a good race. He hasn't pitted yet, so he's technically holding up the car, but he is not obliged to go out of the way. This is technically for positions, so he will just be sitting there and just trying to not let that Aston pass. Oh, never mind. That Aston.
Ooh!
How did Jack not get collected in that?
racing gods looking after him?
The angle I saw of that, what happened there? Did he just lost it? Oh, Jack, you're a lucky boy to not be collected by that. That is nuts. And that is Roman's race. I think it's going to be done at this point. Look at the state of that Aston. He must have braked while still turning, coming over that bit of hill, and you can't do it
No,
there.
I saw what happened. I've just gone back from slightly further. Coming just through the left-hander before that, turns in slightly early, tags the wall, and just gets fired wide. And then at that point, from tagging the wall, you are a passenger in that situation.
Yeah, apparently someone was upside down a skyline. There's a picture of it in the chatter channel. That's quite funny, actually. Never,
That's quite impressive. The server didn't KO as well.
yeah, very surprising, but that's quite funny. It was the 101 Mustang, who I don't even know was still in the race. I don't believe so. It doesn't look like it. No, they're not. As we've lost 8 cars now? We've lost a lot of cars. The mountain is claiming some victims today.
It is. I don't know if you are listening in. 550? Which one was that?
He's not here anymore.
Yeah, they are currently in the waiting room. If you hang on to the end of the race, which is like 40 odd minutes time, then if you're still there, we will try to get to you for an interview. We don't tend to, on the sprint races, we don't tend to do anything during the race. Sometimes we do on the endurance races if things have spread out quite a bit.
Yeah, we generally don't do it for these ones, but if you stay, yeah, I think I said it earlier. If you stay to the end, we can have a chat. But we're just gonna focus on the race for now, as the pit window is ending in 2.5 minutes. So the last few drivers to pit will have to come in this lap. Oh,
Yeah, and that has cycled Jakob back up into second already, and is currently going up Mountain Straight with 7:01 of Tamara. He is now going under the Amarok V6 bridge on Conrod. So there is 1:03 between them. If that is not quite perfect stop, it is a total of a minute on pit road.
yeah.
So from limiter to limiter. So if you are not bang on, you could easily lose that 3 seconds, and is now coming behind because they both have to pit. It's coming behind a BMW. This is a big fight for the lead of the race now through the pit stops. Tamara got checked up going into the pit lane there by the BMW. So I shall keep an eye on this. The leader. Where is Jakob then?
He's at the
On the
bottom of the hill.
mountain.
He's coming around the Bentley corner. I don't know if that's what it's called. There's
It is the elbow, I believe it is.
that's the one. I just see there's Bentley logos on it. I call it Bentley corner.
That's fair.
But yeah, he's coming up Conrod. As it sits, as Tamara's still in the pit lane.
Still 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24,
Jacobs
5,
through the chase.
6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 1, 2, 32 stopped.
Yeah, as Jacobs coming over the pit lane.
1 minute flat on pit road, a 32-second stop comes out ahead.
Impressive.
Which I'm assuming gives them a 6-second gap.
Yeah, it does. For those who voted for the driver of the day and it's not showing all of them, I forgot to set the correct overlay, and I did set it before the last vote. So I know there's 3 votes for Sadok. I just did an oopsie. Do remember, we do run driver of the day, as I just mentioned. Do what the other guys have done on the YouTube channel. You do it on YouTube and Twitch only. Exclamation mark vote space and the car number you want to vote for. And obviously, it's just a little fun thing we do. So feel free to vote. The 2 people that voted and it's not showing, don't worry. I've took a mental note that those votes have happened. And if I forget, I've even got a little bit of paper at the sitting beside me to And I've written car 299 plus 2 DOTD votes. There you go, just in case I forget.
It looks like there's been some more come through as well, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I did forget to set the correct overlay until I saw someone have voted, and then I set it, and now I think it's fine now. Because I am a little bit silly, and I just forgot. It happens, but we're okay. Um,
It is now Wall staring at the back of a different car this time round. It is not an Nissan, it is a Ferrari. It is the Arvion Van Niemen car. Car number 80 Ferrari is what car number 4 Chris Wall is now staring down the back of for 6th and 7th. So in the pit stops, Limburg has managed to jump Van Niemen, and that has left Wall behind.
yeah, and looks like the Mustang's gonna have a run down Conrad here to see if he can try and pull a move back. It looks like he's a little far back to do it this time, but will have to try and stick to the rear of that Ferrari, and if he can, I'm sure he might be able to find a way past. It's not a lot much more happening on the track. Obviously, we have two people in the pits. Martin and Amato have clearly DNF in the race. They're just still in the server. We are down to 21 runners. We've lost 10 cars this race. The mountain has been hungry today.
That is a hungry mountain.
Yep, the mountain has been hungry. It has claimed many victims today. Yeah, sorry, I'm just checking, see what penalties, if or have been applied. Sorry, the layout of the server has changed, and I keep forgetting to go to the right place, and yeah, I'm just a bit. I don't like change, but it's all good. All right. So remember to get your votes in for driver of the day. I will be throwing in a vote myself. Let me see. Who do I vote for? Who do we think?
Ooh, that's the grey Mustang of I can't remember which car that is, but yes, that's the grey Mustang upside down on in the chat there.
Yeah.
Whoops, not something I would recommend doing.
No, absolutely not.
Mm,
Gonna throw in a
I
couple of.
literally just went to take a swig of drink, and the Mustang just sent it going down Skyline, and I had to check up so hard before hitting the back of that Ferrari.
Yeah. You beat
So
you.
lucky not to collect both of them in a massive accident there.
Yeah. You beat me to it. I have voted for my driver of the day currently. My driver is the 997 Aston for clearly just battling his way through the field. He's up. He's only up 3 positions, but he's been involved in many a battle this race and is doing a great job to keep it out of the wall despite missing a few braking zones and whatnot. But so my driver of the day is the 997 Fabian Gillette. Oh, sorry if I'm butchering that name. I can't do names. I'm bad at them. You're my driver of the day, good sir. Good race. Keep going. And
I
you're.
am not
Uh,
100% sure. It might be Wall in the Mustang because
oh,
it was a send and a half. Goes in
that's.
deep, can't hang on to it on the exit.
I think he
It
lets him
might
back
be,
through. I think
yeah,
he let.
I think that might be letting them back through. As Battaglan is in the pits as well. Not sure what the reasoning for that is, but has opted to park that one. Um,
Um, I'm just checking something.
yeah, that
When.
Mustang went for a send from another continent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also,
Um,
very heads up driving from the Ferrari to not get collected in that and to spot it coming.
yeah, absolutely. Uh, yeah, the Mustang doing good sportsmanship there and letting him back through, realizing that he made that mistake and it obviously wasn't the most legal way to do it, just sending it in. But yeah, the Mustang of Chris Wall is really, really trying to get through. Just the one time he did sort of get through, not really the most legal way, lets the Ferrari back through, but will obviously be trying again. Once that P6 off Van Niemen has been working hard to try and gain the positions he has, as Josh Wood is now out of the race as well. I'm not sure what's happened to you. So we're now down to 20 runners. The mountain has claimed 11 cars now. As Chris will get very, very close to the back of that Ferrari at the end of the straight. Remember to get your votes in for Driver of the Day. Thank you for all the follows over on the TikTok stream. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And
I was just about to say thank you, Barry, for voting. That's how like awake my brain is at this point.
yeah, no, absolutely, I feel that. Yeah, there's quite a few drivers out of this race, so we're down to 20. We started with 31. This is the Bathurst moment, if I've ever seen one.
Jack Whittick is up on the rear of the Haugen Christopher Halligan for RVR. Is getting up under the rear wing of that McLaren. Now he's BMW on McLaren. BMW going down the Conrad. It looks like it's just being let through.
Potentially.
Looks
That's
like it. Just got out of the way and just got out of the throttle.
interesting. But yeah, so that puts Jack Weka in the podium for semi-pro. So we'll do a quick update of who is in what position for what class. So for semi-pro, your current leader is Chris Wall in P7. P7 overall, P1 in class. Then Gabriel Schmidt for Toga Esports. He's actually Toga Academy, but we don't have an Academy livery for the Mustang at this moment in time, so we just run the Esports one on the Mustang. In P2 in class, and Jack Weka in P3 in class, also for Toga Academy. Now, for your Pro Series, Tamara for Simhaven Motorsport is P1, currently running 9 seconds ahead of Jacob Knudsen in P2, McLaren 1-2, and then Christoph Peterson in P3 in the Boatley. We do love the Boatley. That is the current position update as it stands, and remember we've lost a number of drivers this race already. Apologies, sorry, I'm just checking to see if any penalties are being applied.
If I was going to say, if you're attempting to vote, you need to put exclamation mark vote space and then the number.
Yep, absolutely.
There you go, and that's worked. Well done. That's another one for 299.
Where's that? I can't see it.
In chat in YouTube. If you
Oh,
have a Twitch account,
the YouTube chat is just slow for me apparently. It's showed up now.
If you have a Twitch account, or feel free to go set one up and what have you. If you have Amazon Prime, I believe you get one free subscribe a month. I'd have to double check that. I'm pretty sure you do. So if you have got that, go subscribe to us, follow us on Twitch, and also it means you can put another vote in for Driver of the Day.
Yep, absolutely. You can do it on Twitch and YouTube, so you can do 2 votes if you have 2 accounts. Please go do that. That would be fun. Makes more engaging in with us as well, which is nice to see. As Chris Wall just stuck behind the back of that Ferrari.
Has not had a moment really without being stuck behind another car. I know what it's like. You just don't get a minute, and you're always trying to chase somebody, but they're always just at. It's like the carrot on the stick on the just hanging just out of reach, and you can't quite get to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just nothing. It can get frustrating when you're sitting behind a car and you're just sort of like you want the position, but you're not quite able to get it.
And the two of them are matching lap times we're not even talking tenths a lap between them. 201.902 for Van Nieman, 201.872 for Wall. So we're talking what 2.8 hundred, yeah, 228 hundredths between those two lap per lap.
Yeah,
And their fastest outright laps are 201.4 for Van Nieman, 201.2 for 202, 201.9, in fact, for Wall. So not even barely a couple of tenths between them there as well.
yeah, and they're trading sort of lap times as well. Their lap times are pretty close together. Last lap was 300ths difference. So they're both running pretty much identical pace, which is why Chris Wall isn't able to get past. It's not because he's slow; it's because Van Nieman is matching his lap time, so he's just keeping that gap where he needs it to keep, where he needs to keep it. Sorry, is what I mean to say. Um, and now we're pretty spread out. So the gap from P1 to 2 is 12 seconds, and then another 15 seconds back is P3, and another 15 back is Gullet in P4, and then 8 to Limburg's a P5, which is your top 5. There's quite a large gap forming between most of the cars now. It's starting to really spread out.
Okay, that's quite possibly one of the biggest gains I've seen from a driver that wasn't intentionally doing a last to first challenge. 69. Duraz. I apologize. I'm not going to try
Darius.
and. Darius. I'm not going to try and pronounce your surname, but you are currently up 23 places. You are into the top 10. You're ninth overall. That is
Eighth
eighth
thing.
in class,
Yeah,
and you're up 23 places from where you started in 32nd.
yeah, he's doing a great job.
That is a hell of a drive. Barely made it onto the stream because you've just kind
Y-
of silent assassin.
Yes,
I wish we had a silent assassin for the race because you've just quietly made your way through the field and made bulk positions.
yeah, you've just been plugging away at it and just getting those positions, which is what we love to see. And that's always the best way to drive, in my opinion. You don't need to do anything flashy. You just need to keep it going consistently, smooth, and if you can, on top of all that, fast. And you'll just plug your way through the field, especially on a track like Bathurst, where it's so easy to claim drivers. As it's seen in this race, we've claimed 11 drivers to DNFs due to multiple collisions and incidents over the course of the race. To be fair, some drivers probably could have kept going, pit it, and went back out again, but I personally don't like to give up. I will keep going. But it's obviously that's up to everyone's discretion themselves if they decide they want to keep going. Um, but again, that's just a me thing. I like to finish what I start, regardless of position. Uh, as Chris Wall has gotten very close this time, but it's not quite close enough to go side by side through the chase to make a move.
Thank you very much, Molar. I'm going to go with that because I've got no idea how to pronounce your first name. For the vote for 299.
Yeah, 299 seems proven very popular this race. Another sort of
Yeah,
silent assassin just plugging away at the race. Also at
up
13 places as well.
up 13. As is the 84 is up 11. So
And Brandon
Fuller's
Fuller.
up 13. Roth is up at 11. Started way down the field. Is now up to 18th. So that is a chunk of places. Is the biggest loser currently still technically on track, but is in the pits? That is Vraga is down 18. Still running is Conrad with down 4, and Roman is also down 4 from where they started.
Yeah, Sadok, another driver who's just slowly plugging away through the field. Didn't have maybe the best qualifying, as I think I've seen Sadok drive a few times. And he seems to be pretty quick. So maybe just didn't have the best qualifying, which is entirely valid at this track. He's just been silently plugging away, getting the work done. Again, like I say, it doesn't require fancy, it just requires good. That's what a lot of these drivers are. They're very, very good. Like, especially for the likes of the guys at the front, like Tamara, Knudsen, Peterson. They haven't really been involved in any fights. They've just been getting on with it.
I
Uh,
am just going to comment on something that I have just seen. So the 997 has just put a lap on the 444. That's the two Astons that were racing the RVR car earlier on.
yes, that was Roman who had the massive collision at the bottom of Skyline.
Yep, I've just seen that, and that's gonna burn. Having seen somebody I have been there, somebody you've been battling, and something happens, be it out of your control or otherwise, and then suddenly somebody you were battling, you're now being lapped by, and it's just a case of if only. So I know how much that one stings. To see. So commiserations there. I know what that's like, but well done for keeping going.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always personally I find it's always better to just keep going. Always just try and finish the race. Sadek, he's letting.
Was not a smart place to let somebody by.
It really wasn't. I understand what you were trying to do, but not the greatest idea.
I hate to say that. That does now put Roman right on the tail of Sadok now. So that is 444 on 299. What can go on here? Looks like the 299 is holding the Aston off for now, but that Aston is hunting hard and it can smell blood.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a couple of battles actually raging on. Gabriel Smith in P10 is under fire from the two Toga Academy guys. Are maybe going to go out of here. Jack Weka and Gabriel Schmidt for the top 10 position. Sadok and Roman are going out of here as well. Looks like the Aston might have the run here into the chase. Will he go for it? Not quite. He maybe had the gap there to actually send the car there, but he didn't. And Van Niemen and Chris
As
Wall are perpetually battling right now.
that is
Roman sent it.
sent on the inside. Can this be held out? Too wide on the exit, but crikey, you forget how much of a grunt and go that Porsche's got. Just checks out going down the pit straight.
Yeah.
And Roman doesn't have a hope of keeping up with that. Although he is right under the rear wing now in the tow. What is Roman gonna do? What is Sadok gonna do in return to this? It looks like this might be done. The Aston is up at the inside. Does not run deep and run wide, and that is the Aston clear and through.
Nicely done from Roman there. The Porsche tried its best. Just the Aston had its number there at in this case. Back to the everlasting battle of Van Niemen versus Chris Wall. Just continuing on. Sadok has so many votes for driver of the day. Must have many friends watching. He's doing a good job so far. So I hope you are all enjoying what you are seeing. It's a good race. Obviously, despite the number of people who've left, sadly.
Yeah, I mean, we're not. Ooh, 444 yellow flags. What happened to you? Came out. Oh, it hits the start of the curb in the stretch before Skyline into the wall hard, and that puts Sadok back through. Lucky not to get collected in that, as was in the middle of the track with very little space to go either side.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, yet again, that is a car paying the price for just pushing that 1% too much.
Yeah, and he's lucky he didn't collect anyone, especially the Nissan coming through there as well. Did a good job of just holding his brakes and doing what he needed to do.
Wittick has dropped back from Schmidt. Wall has also dropped back a little bit from Van Niemen. I don't know if that is just with 20 minutes to go, less than 20 minutes to go, whether that is the Mustang consolidating, but That is the limping back marker of Roman there in the triple four in front of the Ferrari. I would try and hang on to the coattails of that Ferrari as best you can, because if you can hold on, then that will be not necessarily a position, but it will make it a lot harder.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and both cars getting past Roman there pretty quickly, so Roman or Van Niemann, sorry, isn't out of the woods just yet.
Sadok is 5 seconds up the road from uh, Roman, so we'll see what happens there as these two catch up.
Yeah, both of them just stick with each other. There's not really much else happening on track currently, so we're just going to stick with these guys for a while. Um, cool. As Gabriel Smith's back under pressure a little bit from Jack, he's pulling a little bit further in. Apologies, I'm going to have to step away for 2 seconds, but Z will keep you entertained. I'll be back.
Yeah, not to worry. We are just having a look at this battle with Chris Wall and Van Niemann. Wittick is just trying to get back on terms with Schmidt. In that is the BMW Mustang battle. We shall see as these two are closing in on the back of that 299 Porsche. So we shall see what happens. The Mustang is a lot closer now than it was. This could be a bit of a big one because they are going to catch that Porsche going up the mountain. So not necessarily on the straight, but they're going to catch. Oh no, the Porsche has well and truly got out of the throttle there. Not entirely a needed option to do, but very nice bit of sportsmanship indeed. I don't know if you are listening and you are hearing us say about this, but well done. That is no, not the 69. Which Nissan is that they're catching up with? That is the Limburg's uh, 420 in front of these two. So I'm assuming they are a lap up on this battle. Uh, no, that is for position. So the 420 Nissan has ended up getting a little bit checked up and is not very far ahead. So any more back markers which are that is the Wittig battle as triple four gets ahead of 299. How did that happen? Have a quick scan back.
I'm back.
That is fine. 299 is slow through. Ooh,
Ooh.
slow through Skyline. Down into the cutting and into the dipper. Just tags the wall, turns it a touch early. And that is thank you very much to the triple four for the position back.
Yeah, 299 is lucky he just glanced the wall there. Could have been a lot worse, but thankfully he just glanced the wall. It will be some side damage, but that isn't the worst damage to have. If anything,
No, as long as
if
you
you're gonna
haven't
have,
clipped a
as long as if you're gonna have any damage, side damage is the one you want.
Yeah, as long as they haven't clipped a wheel and done the suspension or steering, you're fine. That's the one downside to side by side damage, is it can do suspension a little bit of a number. Wittick and Schmidt, nose to tail, that has suddenly come down. So Wittick finding a big chunk of speed there in the BMW. I don't know whether that is Schmidt just getting a little bit tired. 90 minutes is no mean feat to manage to do.
Yeah, it's not easy. Like, it does tire you out. It is a skill to be able to keep yourself in check and focus the entire time. Um, it's very, very easy to lose focus. And sometimes you'll see like maybe a big incident or someone locking and missing a breaking point. It just could be the tiniest lapse in judgment. And that just comes from just having to focus for so long. It can be difficult to keep it up, especially towards the latter half of a race. As we have a couple more people who have not been out in a while. Roth and Gossai are both in the pit lane. I'm going to assume they've been in there for a little while. They have,
Yeah.
yeah.
Roth is out on my end.
Oh,
Spent 3 minutes.
he's literally just came back out.
Fair enough. Gossai has been in there 9.5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Wall's got past Van Niemen. How'd that happen? Side by side down Conrad. Just Mustang par there. Van Niemen couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, get a bit of a toe on with the Mustang, and then it is just drive past the other person. It has so much top end.
Yeah.
That thing really does have a Le Mans spec gearbox in it. It's really, really long. Pretty much runs like a 5-speed. There's almost no point using 6 in it.
The only reason you would use sixth is if you had a massive toe in the Nordschleife or at Paul Ricard.
Yeah, either that or you're running a long race and you want to save a little bit of fuel at either of those places.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Mustang really just treat it as a 5-speed. No point in using that sixth gear to try and go
Oddly,
faster.
a lot like the Porsche GT2s. Use those like a 5-speed for the opposite reason. Its first is so short.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Chris Wall is now only down 1 place after making that position up. And they are catching Limburgs, who has just got held up. That is the Fuller car. Ooh,
Oh, Chris Wall
yes!
forcing his way
That's a
through.
bit of a squeeze on Wall. Knows they need to get past as to not get checked up to try and chase this Nissan down. I'm going to stay with this battle because with just under 12 minutes to go, these three cars are 1.2 seconds from
Fourth to
between
sixth, or fifth to
5th
sixth to
and
seventh.
7th.
Yep, Chris Wall and Van Niemen can smell the top five, and they saw Brandon Fuller there. Obviously, just want it past, force their way through.
Dewey, thank you for the vote on Twitch for car number 4. That is Chris Wall. Yes, very nicely done.
Yeah, and he is now chase. They're both chasing down that Nissan at a speed of knots.
Uh,
Chris Wall's already about a second back, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can actually get on top and make a move in the next, 11 minutes?
the question is, though, does Wall actually know what this track looks like without a car being directly in front? And I
No.
know that sounds like a weird thing to say, but you kind of get used to following people, and it's surprisingly easy to end up in a groove, the same groove as they do. And then when you don't have a car in front, it's kind of a case of, oh, I've actually now got to learn the track and what it's doing,
Oh, Van Niemen.
rather than using somebody else as a braking marker.
Van Niemen clipped the wall heading up the hill. He's lost it. He's lost nearly a second of a gap. So now Chris Wall doesn't have to worry about defending anymore. He just has to worry about attack. As Paterson is yellow flagged, what happened to you?
Oh, that's big because that's out of third.
He's just going slow. He's flashing his lights. What's...
I've just gone back 30 seconds. Is clear coming out of the.
Has he blown his engine? Hang on, I'm gonna have to replay this to find out. Let's go.
Flashes the lights a couple of times. The wipers are going, and the car just grinds to a halt. Has he screwed up fuel? Has he screwed up fuel? If assuming it was an hour-long race.
I think he's having a hardware problem. He can't.
Oh, okay.
His car's not shifting up.
Oh,
He's stuck in second gear.
oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, that's his problem. And he can't shift up. Oh,
Now
that
that promotes this Wall. Oh, Wall has gone back behind Van Niemann. What happened there?
yeah. I'm now gonna have to go find that out too. Oh my. Hey, hang on, I'm gonna go find out quickly.
Goes for a bit of a move
Where
uh
is Chris
on the
Wall?
Nissan. Doesn't make anything happen through the last corner. What about? Oh, does the same. Misses the braking point. Runs deep into the gravel and manages to keep it out the wall. But that is a place down from Lost to Van Niemann, and now that puts the Mustang yet again chasing down the Ferrari
Oh
of
yeah,
Van Niemann.
that's pretty bad. Unfortunately, from the Mustang there. So as Perez in the pits, I think that's his race done. I think he's had a hardware problem. That is
Yeah.
incredibly unfortunate.
Now we
Um,
don't really get mechanical failures, punctures, etc. in this. Although it is possible to give yourself a puncture, but you don't really get mechanicals. But sometimes your wheel and pedals just go nope. Some days.
yeah. It's unfortunate. It happens. You can't really do much about it. Someone's already asked him in the chat if he had a wheel issue. We don't even have to ask him. Someone's already doing it for us. Mike, unlucky. Yeah, he was running a fantastic race as well. Can't fault him for that race. He put in. Just sometimes it doesn't go your way.
Now, I have a question, just because. Oh, sorry, Badco yellow flag. I think that's the same issue as Wall runs deep into turn one. Yep, misses the breaking point, runs deep into turn one. I have completely forgotten what I was gonna say.
Van Niemann is catching up to Limburg's now. There's a 9/10 gap. And it looks like Van Niemann is slowly reeling in. The last lap, he was 3/10 faster nearly. So I'm expecting Van Niemann to slowly close in over the next few laps.
Now, the question I have is Roth has completed 35 laps.
Yep.
There's 6 minutes to go. Patterson has completed 38. Maybe, depending on where the leader is, Patterson might not actually drop behind Roth.
That's quite interesting, actually, to be fair.
Because there's a 3-lap lead
Yeah.
over Roth. Now, I don't know whether we'll just be because they didn't cross the line, automatically drops to the back. That I don't know. But just an interesting observation. I will monitor and keep an eye on it for you.
Yes. Nothing really else
Patterson is
happening.
out of the pits.
Oh, has he fixed his
Evidently, if in doubt, turn it off and turn it back on again, and he's back out. So, no, will not drop behind Roth because he's now back out and on the charge.
Good man, get back out there, finish your race. Minimize.
Was there points for fastest lap round here?
Yes, 2 points.
2 points for fastest lap. So, your fastest outright is
2 minute point 8, and the fastest is 2 minute point 1. Could be a
Ooh.
tall order, but if he's just threw a couple of laps of fuel in it, he might be able to do it.
Yeah, low fuel, fresh tyres, and send it. That is a very real possibility to go for fastest lap.
Yeah, 100%.
As Andre Oskin goes and sets their fastest lap, personal fastest lap overall, with a 202.077.
Yep. And so having a look at the Van Niemann Limburg thing, Van Niemann's fallen back a little bit. I think maybe just had an issue again. It just seems that neither of them could quite catch Limburg. He's just doing a brilliant job keeping that Nissan where it is. No need to do anything flashy, just keeping it there as Jack Weck is slowly pushing back in towards Gabriel again. Interesting to see if he can do anything in these last couple of laps. Not sure if it's possible that he's sort of been stuck behind him for a little while, but it'll be interesting to see what happens here. But we only have 4 minutes left. Where is the leader? So Tamara is at T2. There will be 2 more laps in this race after this one. Well, there actually.
Yes, because there'll be this one and then one more, so there is 2 laps left.
Right, but Tamara's
Leader is working
for
penultimate lap.
yeah, there will be 2 more laps. Yeah, there will. Sorry, I'm just trying to work it out in my head there. Yeah, ran a fantastic race. Has not really been under any pressure whatsoever. Just driving.
Has got out to 16.7 from
Knudsen.
Houston. From Jakob. In the end, that was slightly curtailed by Pedersen having technical issues, although it has got back out and is 27 seconds behind. It's not going to be enough on that front.
Yeah. Yeah, the only real thing that's happening right now is Jack Weck is really closing in on Gabriel now. I'm wondering, is he struggling with the tyres in that Mustang a little bit?
Yeah, struggling with tires, struggling with just keeping awake. Brain fatigue. It's a surprisingly hard thing to do. You know, hat comes off to those that can put like borderline fastest laps down for 2 or 3 hours at a time on a double or triple stint in a endurance race.
Yeah. I did the 4 hours of Bathurst here solo, and it was so draining. I had to go lie down afterwards.
Yeah.
It was a lot. Like even in the by lap 3, I was last and 2 laps down because I crashed into the wall.
Ooh.
But Spotify was my friend that day. I turned the music up and just just plugged away.
Nice, nice.
That's just the way it is sometimes. You just got to turn the music louder and just keep going.
Wall has started to close in a little bit on Van Niemann, down to 0.7. So that Mustang is evidently overall good chunk faster. I mean, last time by it was 2030 for Van Niemann, 2016 for Wall. So big chunk of time gained, and looks like it's continuing to gain big chunks. So maybe they've managed to get something back into the tyres for this last stint. There is also back markers, so that is something that will play into this. Is if they are caught up behind back markers, they will have to give those. They may get caught in just the wrong place.
Yeah,
Ooh, that was a clip. I think that was a little bit of a misjudge on Van Niemann's part, but going past the back marker, number 84, that is the RVR car. Just tagged the back of that car, trying to go past it. I think misjudged how long the front of the car was. Send them wide. No, not too much harm done. Nobody hit any walls or anything, but that's a contact that will be looked at.
yeah, absolutely. As Tamara on leader is just started the final lap, there is the voice message to say so all the drivers know. They have one more lap to do after the one they're currently on, and then that is it. So Chris Wall, he has a lap and a bit to make this happen. Jack Wetka has a lap and a half to make this happen. Obviously, don't do anything silly, but try if you can to make a move happen. So it's going to be down to the wire for both of these battles. There's about 6 tenths between the two of them in both cases.
Yeah, the question is, can Van Niemann hold on to the last of the top 5, or can that be taken by Wall?
Yeah, the only thing is, and whatever position these two end up in, As for bragging rights for getting the top 5, it will not affect their position in class because they are both in different classes. Just more for bragging rights more than anything. So Chris Wall is leading the semi-pro in this race and just trying to get them bragging rights for the top 5. And he's doing a great. He's run a
Does
great
it
race
have an
here.
overall points? Is there overall points in this one for the event?
Well, sorry.
Is there overall points for the event in this one, or is it
What?
just class points?
It's class points, as
Oh,
far as
okay.
I know. Um, I'm going to suggest otherwise. No, I think it's just classes.
Oh, okay.
Um, Let me just see. Yeah, it just seems to be classes from what I can tell. There's nothing
Oh, okay.
specific about overall.
I was just wondering whether that would make a difference overall to the points tally of the Aston Martin.
There you
Aston
go.
Martin? Mustang. I will get there eventually.
What a win for Tamara. Absolutely uncontested the entire race. What a drive. Absolutely fantastic. Jacob Knudsen coming home to take P2 in the number 20 McLaren. Well done. What a race from you. Next on the list is Julet, or I don't know if I'm saying that right. He is in the middle of the battle. I think is that for P9 and 10?
That is the Wittick battle by the looks of things.
He might have sealed the P9 for Schmidt, although I think both of them are going to be on the podium in class. They will, by the looks of it. As just waiting for him to cross the line. And so it comes around the final corner to take the last podium spot in class. Absolutely fought tooth and nail for that. Gabriel Smith coming home for P2 in semi-pro. Jack Weka coming home to take P1 in semi-pro. Obviously, they're crossing the line first because they've been lapped. That is why that's happened, in case anyone's wondering. But
It looks like Limburg is going to come through. Uh, hang
P4,
on, Van Nieuwen and Wall. They were side by side coming out of the last corner, but the Ferrari got the grunt and drive out of that corner.
yep, Chris Wall
Um,
taking the win in class as well. Just waiting on the last few cars to cross the line now. Everyone who's still driving is on Conrad, so
just watching the 134 come through. That is the Pedersen 77.
yeah, Peterson is
Uh,
coming to actually finish the race, and he will.
Pedersen might have had some issues because he scored. No, there we go. Just sim grid being funky. And I believe that is everybody finished.
It is indeed. Well done, everyone. That was certainly something. I think we had 13 people not finish that race out of 31. Pretty nuts, if you ask me. But we'll give a quick shout out to the driver of the day, Mehdi Sadok in the 299 Porsche with 7 votes overall. It does say 5, but I fudged the overlay. So it's actually 7. There was 2 that weren't counted in that. But yeah, well done to everyone. We will take 1 or 2 interviews. We're not going to take a lot because it's already late in the evening. So
Yeah.
we'll grab Conrad in. Come on in. Hello.
Hello.
How was that for you, my friend?
It was tough after the crash on the few first laps,
Mhm.
but I think I did a pretty good comeback.
Yeah, no, you definitely did a good job. Yeah, I saw the crash and actually watched the replay of it. Just a sideways Mustang caused bowling ball incident.
Yep,
Unfortunately, you were just unfortunate to be there. But no, you did a great job comeback drive, and you were pretty fast there from what I could tell. So well done. You did a great job.
thanks, thanks.
What race is even next in this championship? I did check, but I've forgotten now as well. It's Spa next week. Are you excited for Spa?
Not really. Um, I have the mini championship this week at that spa, so I'll get enough practice, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I would get a podium today, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's just what Bathurst is one of those races. It just if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you're cooked. Um, and unfortunately, that happened to you today. You were just in the wrong place, wrong time, and got collected in another incident. Um, so uh, it's just one of those days for you. But you know, if you're quick enough, you'll come back in the next few races. I'm sure. I've no doubt in it.
Yeah,
So
of
have a
course.
good one. I'll let you go for the evening. See you later, man.
Alright, see you.
Very well done.
Cool. We're grabbing Gabriel. He was the second one in the channel, so go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. How did that go for yourself out there on track?
I mean, at the start I was a bit angry because my qualifying was not the best. But at the end, in the middle of the race, I saw I had a good opportunity and P2 in my class, and this is really nice for me. And yeah, at the end, the race was really good for me.
Good stuff.
Very well done.
Oh,
Are
I'm
you
gonna.
looking forward to Spa next time out?
What again?
Are you looking forward to Spa next time out?
Yes.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, you're pretty quick at Spa, so I'll expect to see you up there. But no, I'm gonna throw you under the bus here about Gabriel. At least you didn't have any toga car violence like Hungaroring.
Yeah, yeah.
It is what it is. I'm only kidding. We've moved on from that already, so don't be worrying. I'm only taking the piss. But no, you had a good race. You came, I think, P2 in class, and obviously Jack was behind you. He was P3 in the end. So you both did a great job, and well, yeah, I'll let you go. I'll catch you later. Have a good one.
Alright. Have a good. Thank you.
Goodbye. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
I was just doing shorter interviews because time. I
Yeah,
think
that's fair.
we'll bring in your race winner next tomorrow. Come on in.
Well done. Fairly commanding victory that.
Oh, are you with us tomorrow? Hello.
Hello.
Okay, we'll ping it. We'll throw him back in, and we'll grab Chris. He was also in there. Uh, cool. Come on in. How are we doing?
Hi chaps, how are you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Yourself?
I'm sweaty now.
So the question I have is, how well do you know the liveries of both the Nissan and the Ferrari now?
Well, even though I synced them, they were all black. I know the Nissan. I've actually got that one, but the Ferrari was just black for me. But yeah, that was literally a 29. I've got every detail of the back of a 296 memorized now. Yeah, if you need a spare part for a Ferrari 296, you don't need a diagram. I can identify it by eye right now.
Nice. Yeah, you were just you and I think it was Van Niemen were just matching each other's pace the entire time. Just you could
Yeah.
not get that little bit more to just get it happen. I think you did make a couple of moves. There was one at T1 that was a little bit sketchy.
No, I've got an excuse for that. So I actually need to DM him for that because there was a brilliant piece of driving by him that avoided a catastrophe. So I got distracted, as we do when we're at home.
Yeah.
Completely the wrong. Look back at my screen and I see a 50 marker board, and there's a little part of my head that went, should be braking.
Yeah.
And I just missed by 20 meters, and he just nudged his steering right to avoid it. So I actually need to send an apology his way.
No,
Yeah, no,
it's
that was really well driven on both parts. You kept it out of the wall, and Van Niemen saw it coming and realized, nope, you're not stopping. I'm getting out of the way.
yeah,
100%,
and
exactly.
no, it's always good to see, especially did the gentleman thing and just gave him it back because obviously you don't.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to complete overtakes like that. It was just a mistake. It happens. But no, you look.
Yeah, just messed that one up. But I was like glued to the guy's rear end for most of the race. I had a 5-second penalty that I don't know why I got it. So if I didn't get that, I would have been out in front of him.
Let me see. We do have
I,
a penalty channel to tell you why. What car
Four.
number are you again?
Car number 4, 5 seconds, overtaking under yellow flags.
I think
Right.
that was the
I
the
remember doing
the
that.
the mess Skyline where I think there was a Ferrari stranded and a bunch of cars just ran into him.
Yeah, I
I think you were involved. I don't think you were involved in the contact, but I think there was a car you overtook because of that. Obviously,
Oh, I've got back to back, but yeah.
obviously unintentional, I would imagine, but it happens. Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I've got
good job on the win in class. Excellent drive, and we'll see you at Spa. I'm assuming next week.
Yeah, you'll see me there. Bathurst is by far and away my favourite track, so I was sort of expecting, I guess, to have decent pace here. Spa is, I like it, but I'm not quick there. There's a lot of little niggles to Spa that you need to get, and I just don't know it. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to put some time into that to be competitive, especially with like, I'm assuming Sterenberg and stuff's coming back, so there's going to be a lot more competition at Spa.
yeah. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. So good luck for
Fine.
Spa next week. If not chatting to you, so have a good one. Catch you later.
Thanks, chaps. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.
Bye, bye. Right.
Should we try tomorrow again?
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Ah, there we go. We can hear you now. Pretty commanding victory.
Honestly, I'm disappointed that the gap isn't even over 20 seconds. Feels
Bro,
feels like a bad race for me.
definitely got the Max Verstappen mentality there for that one. Then you have to win by 20
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah, but the game was like 20 seconds, but then I saw it wasn't. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it looked like you were pretty much in command the entire time. That quali lap was pretty spectacular as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, why am I getting like low 59s? And then I just clicked tab on my keyboard and saw no BOP, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I don't think well I obviously haven't mentioned it, but the disclaimer we had to reinstall server software over the weekend I believe it was, and the BOP was not applied again for this race.
Yeah,
Hence,
I mean, I'm not complaining, but
I know you're not going to complain. You won the race. It was just a mistake. Again, we're all human. Things happen. Just it is what it is. But no, good stuff. You looking forward to Spa?
for Spa, honestly, I'm gonna have to practice a lot of Spa because that's the only track like I stopped driving McLaren at. So
Mm-hmm. No,
yeah, I'll have to basically learn it again.
I've seen a quick ER, so I'm I'll see you up at the top of the times, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but no, have a good one. We'll catch you later, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
See ya. Bye bye. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Jack Wecca, come on in. Hello.
Hello.
Well, Mr. Podium Setter, how does that feel?
Feels great, I gotta say. It feels really good.
Yeah, I know you've had a couple of like bad races, but especially like FGT and stuff. You didn't have the best races, so it was nice to see you have a good race.
Yeah, it felt good as well.
Yeah, obviously you had the spin at the top of the mountain. I think you kept it out of the walls, so other than that, you had a pretty clean race from what I could tell.
Yeah, the spins, they weren't great, but I got minimal damage from them, so that's always the best part.
Yeah, no, like it happens, but no, you had a good battle with Gabriel there for the last part of the race, just sort of sitting in behind. I don't know if you were trying to fight him or if you were just sitting second, third in class, just towing each other along. I honestly don't know. I was switching between battles, but either way, it looked like a good race from you, and you were definitely had good pace. So well done.
Yeah, between me and Gable, I wouldn't say we were fighting, but like I wasn't gonna hold back. But the thing is, the Mustang, while I was faster in the mountain section, he just pulled away down the straight, so I had no real chance to overtake, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is what it is. Mustang power always is frustrating at the best of times.
Yeah,
You excited for Spa?
I'm very excited. Yeah.
Good stuff. We'll definitely get to see the lovely toga livery up on the podium again. Hopefully with your
I
name on
hope
it.
so as well.
No, good stuff, man. Sure, we'll catch you later. I'll let you go for the evening, but have a good one.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good one as well.
Good stuff. Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh, and we're done. All right. That's all from us. Like, subscribe, do all the good stuff, all the good stuff. Follow and whatnot. Sorry, my brain's completely cooked at this moment in time. But yeah, I hope
I
everyone
know the feeling.
enjoyed. That is halfway through the Pro Series. Tune in next Tuesday for round 4 at Spa. This week we also tune in tomorrow night for Rookie Wednesdays is back, and we've already had one round, so back for round 2. I believe we'll have Ollie on there for the streaming and someone
There is
else.
Ollie. We've got a couple of new comms crew team, so we're going to give them a chance. I need to message them to make sure. I need to do some back office stuff that doesn't matter. So yeah, there should be at least Ollie and one other, possibly either one of the new comms team or Rio tomorrow, and then we have the endurance event on Saturday. I believe it's the mini enduro at Spa.
Yes, I will be racing in that, so keep an eye out for a golf liveried
Yeah.
Aston.
It's making it interesting to do the comms because Mac's not around. I'm not racing because honestly, I'm not going to be in any fit state to drive at that point at this moment in time. So yeah, I'm not sure who else in the comms crew is around for that one. So there should be comms. I know I'm around, so there will at least be myself. I'm trying to drag one or two of the others in for that one. So yeah, we'll catch you on Saturday for that one, and as for the rest of the week, have a wonderful time.
Yeah, no, and that's going to be it from us. So yeah, tune in tomorrow for the next installment in Toga, and yeah, we'll catch us all next time. Have a good one.